Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Isa, and in my previous video I showed you how I created this blue cover in my dark Vita planner, which has a dark blue background. But today I want to show you how you can really change your cover page so that even the background has an image of your choosing. I will go for something super colorful this time just to show you really all of the styles and options that you get with digital planning. Ready? Let's go! Okay, so this is a cover that I had before. I'm just gonna click on my three dots at the top right corner here to click on clear page. Don't worry, I made a copy of this because I love to keep all of the covers I've ever created, and I have that saved somewhere else. Okay, so for this particular cover, I'm gonna use something that is called a digital paper, which basically is a pattern that you can use digitally for different purposes. And this comes from the shop called Papeles Digitales. I'm gonna link it below. And this app I'm using on the right, as you have probably seen it in my previous videos, is where I keep all of my stickers, widgets, inserts, covers, and in this case also digital papers. But you could be using the Files app in the exact same way. So this is my folder where I keep my digital papers, and I'm gonna go to my Turkish folder. I already know my papers and I know the one that I want to use, which is this yellow one. So all I do is drag it onto my screen, and I no longer need this app for now. Then I have my digital paper. Again, it can come from your Photos app, it can come from your Files app, or anywhere else where you have saved this. Once you have it on the screen, I'm just going to resize it to whichever size I want. You could have it smaller, but then you would have to make more copies of the paper, which is fine. But right now I really want this to be bigger, so I'm just gonna make it the height of the screen or of the cover page. Okay, and I'm just going to bring it to the side. Then I'm gonna grab my Apple Pencil to click on my lasso tool. Make sure that my images is selected under the lasso menu. Select my paper, click on copy, and paste. Okay, now I'm going to bring this paper anywhere where it makes sense so that the pattern kind of continues. So as you can see, this white flower and this white flower, I'm gonna try to make them overlap, something like that. Whoops, except that I left the gap here, didn't realize, so I'm just gonna move it to the next white flower over there. Okay, so you can't tell that this is actually two pieces. Okay, but now you have a little problem. Where did your buttons go? If you recall, I'm just gonna move this aside. My buttons that allow me to navigate are right here, but now they're completely covered. Now I do have these stickers that you can get for free when you buy the Vita planner. I'm gonna link them below. Let me find them. They're right here. I call them the Vita dots, and they're stickers that have those exact dots that the Vita planner has. So you can place this on top of your pattern, but the problem is that you have no idea where the original dots are because, well, you can't see them, right? And actually the way to fix that is not as hard, and I'm going to teach you how you can do it. You will use your lasso tool, grab both of your pieces of digital paper or pattern, bring them as high up as you can, or just so that you can see the buttons here. Then I'm gonna zoom in, use my image tool, and as you can see, my dots are already on top of the pattern because I first added my pattern and then I brought in my dots. So there's no worry about the dots being lost behind the pattern. And this is like the trick that you use to layer images or stickers in GoodNotes. And now I'm just going to resize these dots to make them fit exactly on top of the original ones. Okay, so I did that, and now I can use my lasso tool to bring my patterns back down. Okay, when I deselect these, my dots should appear because they were placed on top. Now when I activate my links by tapping on this pen icon on the top right and I click on the month of March, March is going to open because even though the buttons are covered, I can still see where they are and tap on each of the links. Okay, so now my page has completely changed. Let me just remove everything for a second. Just gonna cut it. So from these dark blue and gray buttons to this super bright and colorful background. just to change things up a bit and that you don't get bored of looking at the same color every day. Okay, so step 1, changing my background and my buttons is done. Now it's time to add a cover. And for that, again, I'm going to open this app where I have all of my covers saved. I want this really colorful, bright one. And I'm just going to drag it, place it somewhere in the middle. I'm going to make it a little bigger. I'm going to close this for now. I keep like touching it with my hand and making a mess, so I close it often. And yeah, this time I want my cover to be straight and in the middle. I usually put it like on a side, but I'll try something different right now. And I'm just gonna add a text box here to write down the year of this planner, which is gonna be 2021. So I literally just tapped on my text tool, tap on the screen, click on 2021, then I double tap on that text. I'm using the Roxana font, and that's actually the font that I want, but I just want it to be a bit bigger so that it looks better here in the space provided. I always like to center my text. And now I'm going to show you a cool trick that you can try. So as you can see, my color is selected to black. I'm going to select something yellow, a little bright. Let's try maybe that color. Okay, now I'm going to click on my lasso menu twice to turn off my images option, so that when I use my lasso I only select my text and not the cover that is behind it or the background, which is a digital paper. Okay, now I'm going to copy this text, so click on that selection again, copy, tap and hold, click on paste. I'm gonna paste it on top, but now I'm gonna change the color of this second text box to something bright like this, so that it's like a shadow that I created with the other text box, the first text box here, the yellow one. And I'm not convinced about the color, so just let me see what options I get. Maybe a brighter orange like that. I think that's better. And then I can use my lasso tool to select them both and make them even a little bit bigger. You can center them again. And then I have these like spaces on the left and right side, and I don't like empty spaces, so I'm just gonna go to my biggest pen ink option. And I'm always using the ball pen because I have control of the lines. They don't change weight and I'm just used to that. So I'm just going to make a dot, okay? And I'm going to change the color of that dot to this same yellow, or I'm gonna try to find the same color. I think something like that. Then I copy my dot, paste, and now this dot I'm also gonna layer it on top so that it looks like my dot has its shadow. And this is also going to be the orange color of the letters. So I try to find that color, and then I need to readjust it a little bit. Then I select them both with my lasso and make them bigger, a little bit smaller. And then I can copy these both and place them on the other side as well. Okay, so that's a cool text effect that you can try. And now it's time to add some widgets. So again, I open my app side by side, find my widgets album, and I think that this time I'm finally gonna use my balloon widgets that I like a lot. So I'm just gonna drag this balloon, put it here to the left side of the cover. I think that's fine. Now here's an example of where it gets tricky, because I want to move my cover to the right. But if I select my images and then under my lasso menu, and then I use my lasso menu to select the text and the cover, I'm going to move the background as well. And I don't really want to do that. I don't want to mess anything up. So what I'll do is first turn my images back off, and then go to my images tool here, tap on my cover, adjust it, reposition it to where I need it, leave it, and then just use my lasso to readjust the text. And in that way I don't move my background. Now I will add my pencil, maybe a purple one over here. And lastly, I want to add a sticker here. I can use my spring Flowers of Spring set, which I'm gonna link below. It has all these cute flowers. They really brighten up your pages. And you can just paste it on top of your screen, even though it's not a widget, so it doesn't have a drop shadow like the other widgets. but you know, I don't think it looks bad. But another thing I want to show you, and this might be trying like a little too hard, but you know, I'm a perfectionist and I want this to also have a shadow like the other ones. And there's a small trick you can use. It's definitely not perfect, but you know, you can try it, it's fun. And it does make this look more like a widget with the drop shadow. So click on your highlighter tool, which is right next to your eraser. And then I'm using the biggest size and a dark gray color, so make sure to select those. And then just go around the outline of the flower, of the sticker. This is actually going to be my shadow. Make sure that you do not lift your pencil while you're doing this, because otherwise the strokes will overlap. Okay, now this is tricky. I'm going to have to delete this image because I can no longer select it with my lasso tool because I have my background, which is an image as well. And then I forgot I need to bring my sticker again. So it was this one. So I just drag it again from my app here. And then I just like reposition it and resize it so that the highlighter looks like a shadow, something like that. Now, if you want to readjust this new widget that you created, then you will need to first move the flower, okay? Or the highlighter, you need to move them separately. And then you can select the other piece, because remember, you cannot use the lasso to select them both because you will be selecting your background as well. So I need to make this smaller so it looks more realistic, and then just move it a little bit to the right, something like that. I think it looks pretty cool actually. Alright, so that's it for my cover this time. I guess I've been very much into making different covers. It just brightens up my day and I get to be as creative as I want. But you know, if you ever print out your planners, you should definitely print out your cover as well and like put it as the cover of the binder or something. I think it'll look really cool. Alright, I hope you liked this video, and if you did like it, please give it a thumbs up to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and turn on the notifications so you know when my new video is out. Drop me a comment if you have any questions at all. I'll get back to you as quick as I can, and don't forget to give me your suggestions on what you would like to see next on this channel. Thank you guys, and see you next time. Bye bye.